7 News starts with breaking news.
I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States
office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
the Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
That was just a few minutes ago, and now here is a live look at the nation's capital. Joe Biden just sworn into office as the 46th president of the United States. He's now giving his inaugural address with a focus on unity. There is high security with 25,000 National Guard troops on patrol just 2 weeks after the deadly attacks at the Capitol. And this is pared down as far as an inauguration ceremony because of COVID. No crowds there packing into the National Mall and no inauguration ball tonight. President Biden is set to visit Arlington National Cemetery to lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier this afternoon. Former Presidents Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton will attend that ceremony. President Biden will then be escorted to the White House. And Biden is getting right to work with more than a dozen executive orders. The pandemic is his top priority. Mr. Biden is expected to issue a nationwide mask mandate for federal property and interstate travel. He's going to stop construction of President Trump's border wall and is set to keep evictions and foreclosures delayed until March. Biden is expected to sign the orders at around 5 this afternoon. The new administration will hold its first official media briefing at around 7 tonight, and the day will end with a primetime Celebrating America special where both the president and vice president will make remarks. There is no lack of historic moments today. Vice President Kamala Harris sworn in by the Supreme Court Justice Sotomayor. Harris is the first woman, the first Black American, and the first South Asian American to hold the office of Vice President. Sotomayor is the first Latina Supreme Court Justice. Mike Pence is at the inauguration, and breaking with tradition, Donald Trump has already left D.C. and is now in Florida, departing the White House at 8:13 this morning. For the last time as president, he walked from the residence with the First Lady, stopped briefly, and spoke with reporters, saying it had been a great honor before getting into Marine One. Marine One then circled around the Capitol and the Washington Monument before heading to Joint Base Andrews for a brief ceremony. And that ceremony included a 21-gun salute, and the Trump family was already at the base along with top aides and supporters. Trump thanked his team, talked about his accomplishments before acknowledging the new administration.
And I will tell you that the future of this country has never been better. I wish the new administration great luck and great success. I think they'll have great success. They have the foundation to do something really spectacular.
From there, the president and first lady headed to Mar-a-Lago. This marks the first time in 150 years a president did not attend their successor's inauguration. From D.C. to Harrisburg to Pittsburgh, the entire country is on heightened alert. This week we saw added security at our state capitol. And Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond has more from local officials who say they are prepared for anything that may happen.
This afternoon, still no credible threats of violence in the Pittsburgh area, and that's coming from the FBI's Pittsburgh office, Pittsburgh police, the mayor's office, as well as city council members. The FBI's office in Pittsburgh says it's had a 24-hour command post set up since the riots broke out in D.C. on January 6th, constantly collecting information to keep all of us safe. Pittsburgh police say it's been working with local and federal law enforcement and has, quote, been utilizing all intelligence gathering methods in an effort to protect Pittsburgh's residents and critical infrastructure. Councilman Corey O'Connor says other safety measures have been put into place, more behind-the-scenes precautions that people won't see. Also remember, the city-county building is closed today, too, again, just as a precaution.
The decision was made last week at some point just to close the building because if you're looking for local government, that's where it is. Most of our meetings are on Zoom anyways, so we're not really stopping any business city-related, at least from the government standpoint.
Again, as of right now, there are no credible threats of violence in the city of Pittsburgh or surrounding areas, but that could change in an instant. So if you see something, say something. You could call the FBI or Pittsburgh police. They say they'd rather go and check check things out just to be safe. Reporting on the North Shore, Alyssa Raymond, Channel 11 News.
Look for more reaction on today's historic events from local leaders tonight at 5 on Channel 11 News. Turning now to the weather and scattered snow showers. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier tracking that snow in Severe Weather Center 11.
Gordon, that's right. And we have a winter weather advisory in effect here in the areas in purple until 1 p.m. Here's a look at our radar right now, and you can see those snow showers that are persisting in some locations here up in Butler County and parts of Lawrence County. We've got some bands coming through that area. Also Washington County and Fayette County. A couple of light bands of snow there. Pittsburgh getting a break right now, and a little bit of sunshine's been breaking through those clouds here today. Temperatures, though, are chilly. Look at this. 26 right now in the city. It's only 25 in Beaver, 27 in Washington. Feels like numbers are down in the teens because of that wind that is whipping out there today. Coming up in my full weather forecast, I'll show you the hour-by-hour wind forecast for the rest of the day today. Plus, we'll take a look at how high those temperatures will climb and if there's any more snow in the extended forecast.
All right, thanks, Danielle. A woman and 5 children escaped a house fire in Pittsburgh's Allentown neighborhood. That fire was sparked just after midnight at a home on Excelsior Street. That's near Beltsuver Avenue, east of the Liberty Tunnel. The woman and children escaped on their own. The Red Cross is helping the victims, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. The latest now, COVID-19. The Allegheny County Health Department released an update about an hour ago, and sadly, a child is among those who have died from the virus. The county says it learned of 20 additional deaths since yesterday. One victim was under 10 years old. 10 of the deaths were reported late. 10 are from this month. The health department has also learned of 463 new cases since yesterday. So the vaccine rollout now, and more people in Pennsylvania are now eligible to get the COVID vaccines, but local health organizations are pushing back, saying they don't have enough supply. Here's what the state wants you to know. People now older than 65 can get the vaccine. That's in addition to anyone between the ages of 16 and 64 who have serious health conditions. That includes cancer, Down syndrome, heart conditions, and pregnancy. But here in Allegheny County, the health department tells Channel 11 they are very low on vaccines, so they will continue to prioritize healthcare workers and people in nursing homes. Channel 11 also learned the state is partnering with Rite Aid to give vaccines to people in long-term care facilities. Starting next week, residents and staff will be able to go to clinics to get their shots, or they will be administered on site. Americans say COVID should be a top priority for the government this year. A new poll from the Associated Press and NORC says that 53% of Americans say COVID and the economy are the biggest problems the government are facing. They listed health care, politics, racism, and climate change as the other top problems. 2 men from Western PA are facing federal charges in connection with the riots at the U.S. Capitol. Matthew Perna from Sharon and Jordan Mink from Oakdale are accused of traveling to D.C. and inciting violence. The feds say there are pictures and videos, including some from their own social media accounts, linking them to the riot. It's been a long, hard 10 months for many reasons: COVID, job loss, homeschooling, politics, and violence. Channel 11's Mike Holden has more on the steps to keep anxiety in check.
Stress, anxiety, fear, and even depression. These are all very real emotions that we're experiencing. Health officials say it's totally normal at this point. You can get through this process, and you just have to trust in yourself. How can you feel less anxious about the inauguration after what we just witnessed with the recent riot at the Capitol? It's a question many of us have been asking ourselves. Mental health experts say you're not alone, with depression and anxiety rates skyrocketing nationwide. They say our bodies were actually built to deal with these looming fears, but in smaller doses. Psychologists suggest dialing it all back when it comes to constantly being on your phone and checking for social media updates. They recommend taking a break, going on a walk, exercising, and really doing anything to try to decompress. Specifically focusing on the things you are in control of can drastically change your overall mindset.
Doing things like that can help us stay reconnected with healthy supports in our life and start to build in some of those pressure release valves that we've really been needing over time.
I've had some anxiety. My other half has too. Still a little nervous.
And as always, health experts are encouraging you to talk out your concerns with a professional or even a close loved one. In the meantime, how do you explain everything that's transpired to your children? The information coming straight from experts and how you can discuss it, that's coming up at 5. Reporting from the North Shore, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
A dog found abandoned at a local gas station. Why humane officers say that's just the beginning of the abuse of this poor animal. And this home health nurse has been treating COVID-19 patients while planning her wedding.
We couldn't believe it. Everybody's jaws dropped. My mom and my future mother-in-law started crying.
Only on 11, why a local bridal shop decided to give her a dress for free.
As Pittsburgh continues its race to vaccinate, Channel 11 News is here with information in every newscast to help you sort through all the confusion, from who can get it now, where you can go to get yours, and is it safe? To help you make sense of it all, count on Channel 11 News.
Take a good look at your screen. Surveillance cameras captured a man accused of abandoning a dog at a local gas station. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie spoke with the humane officer who's investigating this case, and she says this poor animal also showed signs of physical abuse.
Immediately, I started reaching out to people that I knew would help in the situation because we knew he was going to need medical care.
Parker is in a safe, warm home now, but last week he was found abandoned and alone in a gas station parking lot near the Washington Street Bridge in Salzburg.
One story says the dog was tied to the bridge. Another story said the dog was just roaming in the parking lot. Whichever is true, I'm not really sure. But originally, I was told it was tied to the Salzburg Bridge.
Humane Police Officer Andrea Palmer says you can see the signs of abuse on the one-year-old lab mix in these pictures.
He has bloody paws, he has a bleeding tail, he has some cuts and scrapes on him, and we don't know what to do with him.
Officer Palmer doesn't know who deserted Parker, but they have surveillance video of a possible suspect. You can see him here inside the gas station in the orange coat and backpack.
All of a sudden, he just up and disappeared, and when the employee of the gas station went outside, the dog was there and no longer was the owner of the dog.
Humane officers say it's a good ending for Parker, but they're hoping to catch the person who left this sweet boy behind.
Parker's doing great. He's in a loving foster home, and I believe the foster home is planning on adopting Parker.
Palmer also shares some advice. She said if you can't afford to take care of your dog or need to give it up, She says call a vet or a shelter and ask where you can surrender it safely, but don't leave them out in the cold because they don't deserve it. Another legal blow for a local restaurant that's been ignoring COVID restrictions. Yesterday, a bankruptcy court judge ruled the county health department's lawsuit against the Cracked Egg in Brentwood can continue. The restaurant stayed open during lockdown orders in the fall. They later filed for bankruptcy protection and asked that the lawsuit be dismissed. Those COVID restrictions are helping control the flu numbers, and those flu numbers are way down.
Flu is basically non-existent this year. It's still here, but nowhere near what we usually see every year.
So far, we've only had about 2,000 confirmed flu cases reported in Pennsylvania this season. Last year, we were seeing 8,000 new cases every week. Dr. Lamb says it's thanks to mitigation efforts we've been using for COVID. So we also asked him, why doesn't it work as well for COVID?
What we're seeing is that COVID has been here. So it has its foothold in. It's still attacking us. It's still spreading amongst people. We've actually been able to stop the flu from spreading as much. Flu was lagging behind COVID.
The doctor also says more people got the flu shot this year. Major changes are coming to the SAT college entrance exam. The College Board announcing they're dropping the optional essay, and it will stop using subject tests in the U.S., which include English, history, languages, math, and science. They say they want to reduce the demand on students. The board says it will also continue to develop a digital version of the test. The Penguins say they'll be ready when fans are allowed to return to PPG Paints Arena. The team says their safety improvements are complete. And take a look here. You can see new drone disinfecting technology, robotic UV floor scrubbers, and touchless faucets and flush valves in all restrooms.
Your severe winter Team 11 forecast.
Well, good afternoon. I wanted to bring you a look at some of the snowfall reports in the range across the area. Donegal picking up 3 inches, Slippery Rock almost 2 inches, Katanning 1 inch, Cannonsburg just shy of an inch, and Pittsburgh 3/10 inches, and falling right in the forecast range. In general, most of us seeing less than an inch unless you're out toward the ridges in the mountains or along I-80. Satellite and radar review, and you can see how the snow showers played out overnight as they built in from the west. And, you know, we were talking about the potential for some heavier snow showers and maybe even a snow squall. And what I can tell you is there was a report of some lightning in one of these snow bands, but that was out towards State College. But at least we knew the atmosphere would be capable of producing a snow squall and the potential for some lightning. And that actually happened in central PA. Pretty interesting to note the atmosphere was primed for that. Here's a look at our season-to-date snowfall. We picked up 33 inches so far. The average is 17.6. So we're above average by more than 15 inches. January is trying to catch up to December. It might be hard to do that, though, with the forecast I'm going to show you as far as any more really heavy snow or snowstorms. As far as getting outside, though, today I'm still tracking those scattered snow showers. Some of you, though, may see some sun and some clouds out there today otherwise. Then Thursday looks dry and mild, comparatively speaking. I put that in quotes because, of course, today's highs are only in the 20s and we're going to be near 40. Friday, isolated snow, maybe some flurries, and then Saturday, dry conditions. Today's high about 28. West winds could gust up to 25 miles per hour. It's going to be a breezy day. Tonight, what we're expecting is actually the clouds to decrease toward evening, but then pick back up as we head into the overnight period. Same thing with the wind. I'll show you that in a second. And the temperature is 24, but that actually may rise to the low 30s into tomorrow morning. Here's the hour-by-hour wind forecast. You can see the sustained winds up around 10 to 15, could gust to 25 miles per hour through the remainder of this afternoon. They calm down briefly, as I mentioned here this evening, 5 to about 10 miles per hour. They will be increasing, though, into tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. Sustained winds, I do believe, tomorrow will be up as high as about 20 miles per hour. That's some of that yellow color you saw, and the gusts could be approaching 30 miles per hour tomorrow. That wind chill is really brutal out there today. Teens is what it's going to feel like. Tomorrow, the same thing, upper teens, but then as temperatures climb in the afternoon, we're looking at wind chills coming up into the 30s. Air temperatures, hour by hour, you're going to need to bundle up tomorrow despite temperatures going above average. About 40 in the afternoon, but a colder start. 33 Friday and your weekend, 27 on Saturday. And then Sunday, there could actually be a few scattered snow showers developing by Sunday evening. And then we'll have to watch the weather system, how it unfolds into early next week.
Something like that and that expensive to just give away, I couldn't believe it.
Only on 11, the gift this frontline worker just received that will make planning her dream wedding a whole lot easier.
After I decided, yeah, this is the one, she said, so since you're a frontline worker, we're going to give you this gown for free.
A home health nurse and bride-to-be got her wedding dress for free. The shop owner says she wanted to give back to someone who has given up so much. Only Channel 11's Amy Marsikowicz spoke with that woman and the owner of the bridal shop.
For the past 10 months, this has been Tiffany Anderson's routine. This 25-year-old is a frontline worker, a Concordia home health nurse who's been suiting up every day to care for anywhere between 9 to 11 COVID patients a day.
You don't understand it until you actually see it. See the people suffering, that's when it actually kicks in.
In her downtime, which isn't very much during this pandemic, Tiffany and her fiance Rick are planning a wedding. When she, her mom, and mother-in-law went into one enchanted evening bridal shop in Zelienople, Butler County, everything changed.
After I decided, yeah, this is the one, she said, so since you're a frontline worker, we're going to give you this gown for free.
They've given of themselves, they've put themselves at risk and their families at risk. Some of them haven't seen their parents or their grandparents, so we, one enchanted evening, want to do something nice for them.
The perfect pricey wedding gown, completely free, a thank you to an essential worker making a difference.
Thank you so much for everything you've done.
Tiffany isn't the only one. If you can believe it, One Enchanted Evening is actually giving away 100 dresses to frontline workers. They've given away 45 already. In Zelienople, Butler County, Amy Marsikowicz, Channel 11 News.
The Mega Millions lottery keeps growing. Where the jackpot stands right now, coming up next. Gas prices are slowly creeping up. AAA says the average price in Western Pennsylvania went up 10 cents just this week. The current average price in Pittsburgh is $2.68. That's up from $2.45 a month ago, but still less than the $2.83 from a year ago. No one won the Mega Millions drawing last night. That means Friday's jackpot will be close to $1 billion, $970 million to be exact, up for grabs. That is the third largest U.S. lottery in history. So big because no one has won the top prize since September. And if you can't wait until Friday, tonight's Powerball jackpot is going to be worth $730 million. You can catch that drawing tonight during WPXI Tonight. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.